Hi, I'm Naomi Hall, and I want to welcome you to Mindset Makeover, finding your power through fitness, nutrition, and community. So often we hear lots of different messages and we kind of know what we should do to live a healthy life, but we really struggle to do those things, or we feel like we're doing all the right things and still struggling and not seeing the progress that we want. And a lot of that is related to mindset in community. So today I have with me Mitta Wise. And Mitta is originally a registered nurse from New Zealand. And she moved to Australia where she lived a more holistic and meditative lifestyle. So that when she finally settled in Los Angeles, California, it was an easy transition to being a holistic practitioner, adding many holistic modalities such as hypnotherapy, bodywork, and various energy therapies. From there, she's developed success and empowerment online programs, both one on one and group. And she has helped so many women through life and career transitions from stressed to purposed, stuck to successful, and alone to connected, upleveling their lives big time in the process. And in her downtime, she meditates, sings, walks, does yoga, and spends time with her partner, Mike, and her friends. She's heavily involved in two nonprofits that are dear to her heart. And she travels to India and Nepal every year and New Zealand every 2 to 3 years. So, Mitta, welcome.
Welcome, everybody. Thank you so much, Naomi, for having me here today at the summit and for all the value that you offer with all the speakers and yourself. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So I'm excited to learn a little bit more about you and what you do. So can you tell us a little bit more about your story and kind of what got you here? I mean, you started in New Zealand. So I have worked with someone in New Zealand before, and I know we're like 17 hours apart based on where I live. What brought you into the US? What brought you on this path?
So I've always been a person who wants to help others. I had a mother like that. My mother was a registered nurse, but she also was always helping people in the neighborhood, and she was always that kind of person. And so that became part of me as well. And my mother always told me that all people are equal, not always in circumstances, obviously, but in their inner value. All people are equal, and to respect and love all peoples of the earth. And the earth itself too, obviously. So that's my foundation. That's who I am, and I'm really grateful to have that foundation. So from being a registered nurse in New Zealand, again, like you mentioned, Australia became very holistic, and then came to the United States on a quest to do more meditation and see what that was like over here, and did a lot of trainings, like you mentioned. So I have this sort of wealth of experience. I have what I feel like is a big toolbox of different techniques and different coaching things that I can use with my clients and customize for each client to what is good for them, what do they need, and that I can change it up depending on what they need and their unique journey, right? So now I'm offering more programs for women online, and that includes life transitions and career transitions, and it includes a lot of work with clarity, confidence, connection, and those sorts of things. So that's what I do more of these days, but I incorporate, as I mentioned before, all the wealth of experience and all the tools and lovely techniques and coaching that I've had myself and learned myself.
What an interesting path. So you really started in kind of that traditional medical setting. And my mom is an RN as well. So
Right.
yeah, I grew up in that same kind of taking care of people and her working all different shifts and things. So yes, I grew up in a nurse's home as well. So I appreciate that. I know that's hard work. So you have that foundation.
Great foundation, right?
Absolutely. So that gave you that caring foundation, some traditional medicine background, and then you moved into this holistic. So I want to ask, is that still part, like, have you combined these in all that you do? Or have you kind of left the traditional? How has that played into this, into what you currently do?
Well, yeah, I've sort of gone from traditional to being very holistic to being entrepreneur, right? But I mean, like I mentioned, I think that the nursing is a foundation, wonderful foundation. And then the holistic is sort of like almost a big turnaround, right? A big holistic spiritual type area, huge turnaround. And I don't know, I think it's just integrating everything I've learned in the past to
Mhm.
bring where I am today, and a sort of a holistic entrepreneur
Mhm.
type person. It's just an integration, I would say.
I love
And
that.
I
Like,
feel
go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, I feel like sometimes I morph a little bit in my business every 2 to 3 years. There's either something a little tweaked or something changed, or so there's this sort of a progression that happens to get where I am today. And you too, I'm sure. Most entrepreneurs, right?
Yes, absolutely. But you use two words there that I really like, of holistic. When we think of the word holistic, it's all encompassing. So it's not a leaving of where you started. That's still part of you. And you said integrated. You've integrated these different pieces. And I think it's
Mhm.
important to acknowledge where we've come from, that even if we're not doing what we originally, I mean, I originally started out as a science teacher. As an important piece in my background and what I do now, I haven't left it, and my goal was never to leave education. That's all part of my path to getting here. Um, so I think that's important in acknowledging
Absolutely. Yes. Absolutely. I love that.
that. So,
Total integration. I suppose that's really true of everybody, right?
mhm, yeah,
Everybody's integrating their past and their
mhm,
experiences into where they are today. So, yeah.
yeah. I think that helps us be whole people when we integrate all those pieces of us, even the good and the
Yeah.
bad. They help us become who we are. So you
Mhm.
do some work with visualization. Tell me a little bit about that.
I do. So, visualization is super important. And what is visualization first? So, visualization is basically seeing in your mind's eye. It's sort of like your imagination, only you use it in a positive, targeted way. So, for example, every day we get a little bit bombarded by the media, right?
Mhm,
Perhaps by other well meaning people or
mhm,
family. Or, we get bombarded by different kinds of messages, etc. And not all those messages are for us necessarily, are what we need for us to move positively forward, or to reach for our dreams, or to be in our dreams, right? So what visualization does is it's a targeted positive message that you want to give to your subconscious mind to help you. So
mhm.
it's basically a choice of what you want your mind to see and hear, so that you can move forward. Let me give you an example. Let's say that I was to hold a big white piece of cardboard in front of you every day, or at least twice a day, and on it had a beautiful picture of Hawaii, and it said, go to Hawaii. Now, if I did that to you for a whole month,
Mhm.
your mind is going to be doing all sorts of things, right? And of course, it's unique for everybody. So someone's mind might be saying, Hawaii, you know what? Yeah. Bless Maui right now. We want to really help those folks, but let's just talk about maybe the main island for now. Okay. So some people might be thinking, oh my gosh, I'd love to go to Hawaii. And other people might be thinking, well, Hawaii's not really my thing, but Jamaica is. So your mind will do all these unique things, but it's definitely, if you're going to do this for a month, it's going to definitely respond to this big message that's been put in front of you every day. Same thing with visualization. You hold up in your mind what it is that you want your mind, and you want to move forward in. And so it's super important. And you'll find, excuse me, that a lot of people, celebrities or big sports people,
Mhm.
big entrepreneurs, or any entrepreneurs, any sports people, you'll find that a lot of them are doing visualization every day.
Mhm.
So, for instance, there's a very good woman skier. I'm sorry, I've totally forgotten her name right now, but she uses visualization. So what she does is she imagines all the corners of the slope that she's going to go down, and she imagines doing them perfectly. She even, which is great to make it more vivid, she even brings in like feeling. So she tries to feel, and she rocks back and forth as if she's going around those corners. So she's visualizing everything before her runs. So it's super important. And of course, people like Oprah Winfrey are using visualization and have used visualization. There's many people in many different of areas, and visualization can be pretty much used in so many areas like health, relationships, dreams that you want, career, just so many different areas, right? So even and even not to just bring in circumstances, but to bring in qualities. If you want to be like a more confident person or a more loving person, things like that. So visualization is used in many different areas. It's very powerful. It's such a wonderful tool, and I just highly recommend it.
Mhm. So it sounds like you help people with the visualization, but you're not necessarily telling them what to visualize. It's based on what that person wants and is seeking. Is that right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Your visualizations with me. I mean, unless I'm doing a general one, like today, obviously, I'm doing a little one today. It'll be a little bit more general. But if you're my client, then obviously it's going to be very customized to you and to what you want, what your dreams are. And if you don't have clarity about what your dreams are, no worries. We'll work on that as a foundation, and we can still visualize. I do also some possibility visioning. We do some clarity exercises if you need that. Just a ton of things that I can truly work with you and help you with on a customized, loving basis.
So you've mentioned a couple times now clarity, and that's something that's really important. Can we dive into that a little bit? Like, why is
Sure.
clarity so important?
Clarity is really important because it really gives you um, a blueprint for where you want to go, right? So that you can be more clear about the action steps that you take. You can even be more clear about, the visualizations that you take. So if you're clear about something, it also gives you more confidence, right?
Mm,
If you're really clear about what you want, you may not be clear about how to get there.
mm,
That's okay right now, and we'll work with that as well. But if you're clear about where you want to go, it's also a message to your subconscious mind, and it's a clear message. It's not cluttered, so that your subconscious mind is sort of going off in different directions. But if you're clear, it's a message to the subconscious mind about where you want to go, and you plant the seed and you do some action, and that really helps move you forward where you want to be. So clarity is super important, and I work with that a lot. It's one of my main things that I work with. And again, I have a lot of tools and exercises and coaching that I can support you with. I can, as a foundation, I always start with if someone doesn't have a lot of clarity, I start with some foundation things, right? Like the basics sort of, are you sleeping? Are you eating okay? Are you moving every day? Are you doing some kind of meditation or prayer or visualization every day? Are you doing some clarity work? And I have a lot of different kinds of clarity exercises, clarity tools, and things like that to help my clients with that issue, with clarity. And like I said, I think once you develop that clarity, you get more confidence and you get more excitement.
mhm,
And if you do have clarity, but you don't know how to get there, that's also great for visualization and possibility visioning. Oh,
mm,
I also have an exercise I do for clarity,
mhm.
and it's a 3 vision clarity exercise where we explore a couple of different directions you might want to go, and then we get which one is really the priority, which really speaks to you, is in your heart, is something that excites you. So that's another exercise that I do. So yeah, it's a big thing, clarity. But I work with people in different spaces and places. So wherever you're at,
Mhm.
whether you're clear or not clear, whether you're not clear, or you're clear but you don't know how to get there, or whether you're clear about where you want to go, you know how to get there, but for some reason you're still not just able to take those actions, right? And I know there's a lot of people there. You're not alone. It's not uncommon. And
Mhm.
then there's also, another space where there's just so much going on with you, or that you just don't know who you are anymore. And I'm with you. I'm here for you. I'm here to support you in that. And of course, there are many other spaces and places. I'm just mentioning a few.
Yeah. I can see how important that is. And I'm going to tie it back to health and our health journey. And like people say, I want to be healthy, I want to get fit. But I think sometimes that struggle kind of you're talking about is not having clarity in what that means and what they actually want. Is that kind of some of what you come across as well?
Yes, absolutely. And like I said, we work with all those different spaces and places. And that's a big one. And visualization can help. And the possibility visioning that I do can also help. And it's because with what I do, we're also working on the subconscious mind, which is often needed in that space that you're talking about, right? Because sometimes the conscious mind is the one that's saying no, or I'm afraid, or whatever it is, right? And so it's really good to talk to the subconscious mind
Mhm.
and be giving the subconscious mind what you really an opportunity basically for it to move and to help you move ahead.
Yeah. And so I just love how every guest that I have on somehow connects to another guest. And I've had multiple guests talk about the importance of the subconscious mind and how we really need to talk to our subconscious mind. And that might be what's holding us up, or kind of like you said, the part that's scared and kind of setting up some roadblocks for us.
Yeah, often it's the conscious mind, that's setting up all the fears and everything, and the resistances. And so it's actually good to sort of delve under the conscious mind, and if we can, and look at this, give messages to the subconscious mind about what we want,
Wow,
which is
this is
part
so
of the
interesting.
visualization. Yeah.
Yeah. So what are some daily rituals that you have that might help some of our viewers with just kind of their daily habits? Because I am a big proponent of habits and starting with tiny habits and building. So what are some rituals and habits that can help them?
Well, I think we always talk about the morning time, right? As being when you first wake up, not to, I'm sure a lot of other speakers have mentioned this too, is not to always just jump straight on the computer or straight on the phone or whatever it is that you use, right?
Mhm.
Is to spend a little bit of time meditating, praying,
Mhm.
creating, being creative. Some kind of movement is always good, right? Whether it be stretching or a walk or exercise. And for
Mhm.
me, I think it's also a really good time to visualize. You can do things like visualize how you'd like your day to be. You
Mhm.
can visualize how you'd like your week to be, how you'd like your month to be. So that can be a time of visioning in the morning. Is a lovely time first thing in the morning. And and of course in the evening as well is another lovely time before you go to sleep, and that can be super powerful as one of the last things before you go to sleep. And you can also obviously play some guided visualization audios, and that can help you at nighttime because it seems to be just super powerful at nighttime. So I would just suggest incorporating some of those things into your daily routine, along with some kind of movement, even if it's just stretching.
Mhm.
And if you can do more like walking, or if you can do even more like some kind of exercise, all those things, of course, are super important. And then developing gratitude every day,
Mhm.
just being grateful every day for something, anything, even if you're having like a bad day or a bad week, a bad month, a bad year. There's always something. Perhaps the flower bloomed outside on the patio. I have a little patio with a flower there, you know. Perhaps you got in right before the rain. Just be grateful. Perhaps you do have someone in your life that's just a lovely person, and be grateful. Or if even if you don't, perhaps you have some quality about yourself that you can be grateful for, right? So there's always something that you can be grateful for, even in your hard times, and those kind of times that I know that we all go through, those ups and
Mhm.
downs.
Those are fantastic. I love those. And I actually this morning, as I was getting ready, I had a presentation this morning, doing an in service for a school. And so as I got ready, normally I listen to like a podcast while I get ready. I didn't listen to anything this morning. I just took time to be present in my morning routine and to just kind of think through my morning, think through my presentation, and like prepare my mind for what I was about to do. And something I'm probably going to talk about on my social media of like, what are you doing in your morning routine to prepare your mind? And I love that you talk about doing some visualization in the morning and then creativity. Can we stop on that one for a minute?
Sure.
How can we do some creating and creativity first thing in the morning?
Well, if you're, if you like to paint or draw, you could do that. If you like to do music, listen to music, or if you'd like to play music or sing, there's so many different creative things that you do. If maybe you like to write, you could write something. You could write something positive or inspiring, perhaps. Just there's several creative things. If you like movement or exercise, perhaps you can create a little exercise for yourself, or a little exercise routine, or something like that. Just sort of be creative. Or perhaps you can write down, if you're having trouble with clarity, you could write down all the possible sort of things or the possible directions you could go, and sort of look for like a common thread or a priority. Or you could write down 3 totally stretched dreams, things that, like for you may seem impossible. You could write down 3 of those, and then like just look at one of them and see, well, what could I do towards that? What could I actually do, even if it seems impossible? Is there a step that I could take towards it? So just be creative, however that is for you, is what I really meant. Whatever that means for you, whatever works for you, whatever gets you through the night or the morning.
Yeah. Yeah. And I have to say, just kind of promote what you said about like using those guided visualizations at night. Sleep is something I've really been working on lately, and like my nighttime routine, the amount of time I'm in bed. And I decided, I've been kind of like skeptical of like sleep stories or like any of that stuff. I'm like, I don't know, I think it's going to keep me awake. I've used some and they're amazing.
Oh, good. I'm glad.
I have not
That's
heard the
great.
end of a single one I did.
That's great. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
And what kind of sleep stories do you use?
So I don't remember the name of the app that I'm using right now, but it has a couple of different like stories, which I did, and like one's about Highland giants or something in Scotland. I still don't know how that one ends. I know how it begins. I've listened to it multiple times. Maybe if I went to sleep, I could tell you how it ends. But then it also has some more guided meditations that it takes you through as well, and you can kind of pick what you want to do. So yeah, one is
Good.
about dropping into mindfulness. So yeah, they've been amazing. I was really, really surprised because honestly, I was skeptical.
Good. I'm glad. Great. That's a great tip for people too.
Mhm. Yeah, so we're being honest here with you folks. From skeptic to believer. So we've also been talking about mindset. So what are some practical kind of mindset steps that you suggest for somebody who really is ready to take another step on their journey?
One of the things I would say is reframing. And what I mean about that is, if you find yourself, if you can catch yourself
Mm.
thinking any negative thoughts, or thinking things like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I can do that, or I can't do that, or oh, what if that happens, or that we have all these thousands of thoughts every day, right? And some of them, a lot of them aren't positive. And if we can catch ourselves in any one of those thoughts
Mhm.
and reframe it, and what I mean by that is, first of all, you could even do something like say, stop. You can do something like that. If that helps, just say, hey, stop.
Mhm.
And then reframe it, meaning, come up with a different phrase that around that thought that can mean a little bit more positive, that you can think about, that could be more of a positive phrase. Okay. The other thing that you can do to reframe is just what I mentioned before. Get up, stretch, do some movement. That often movement can help reframe yourself, can help center you again, so that you can think of some kind of a positive thought relating to that, right?
Mhm.
So basically, I'm just talking about reframing, finding, being aware of any negative thoughts that coming up related to what you're thinking about, and just reframe it in many different ways, physically, mentally, spiritually. Just come up with some creative reframes, right? Talking about creativity, come up with some creative reframes for those kinds of thoughts.
Wow, I love that. Yeah, I can see that because there's so many negative thoughts that go through our head that I think we aren't even aware of.
Right.
So, yeah.
That's why things like visualization, any of the mindset exercises we do really are important, because we're not always aware of everything, single thing that we think. Meditation is also good for that as well, but many other, like I mentioned, many other mindset exercises, so that we can become more aware of our thoughts and so that we can reframe.
Mhm, mhm. I think that's important because also there's so much negativity just in general around us in our
Yes.
culture. Like it just kind of is our culture. So if that's what we're living in, it's also living in our heads too, right?
And we have all our past conditioning and past experiences as well that we sort of also need to sort of help reframe us in the moment.
Mhm.
And yeah, so it's super important to reframe when we can, and do all these kinds of work that we do, and your own self work at home, super
Mhm.
important.
Mm. So speaking of doing our own self work at home, like can you help us figure out how to get started with visualization?
Sure. So just briefly before I do that, visualization, it works a lot with the subconscious mind as well. And subconscious mind, it works so well with repetition.
Mm.
So repeat as much as often as possible, like your visualization or anything else you do with this kind of work. And yeah, the subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between something real, or a vividly imagined visualization. So that's super important. When you visualize, also you're creating new neural pathways in the
Mm.
brain. So again, just like super important, right?
Mm.
So about visualization, like how to do it, that's what you asked, right?
Yeah.
Yes. So there are many different ways, and I'm sure a lot of you have explored some of them already, right? So one of the things that's really good is just to sit down quietly somewhere where you won't be disturbed. Slow your breathing down a little bit, get a little bit more relaxed. Excuse me. Just integrate any noises, try to have as little noise as possible, but if there are noises, just remember these are the beautiful sounds of life, right?
Mhm.
This is life, and these are the beautiful sounds of life, and you can just sort of integrate them into your experience. So just relax, slow your breathing down, and then seeing in your mind's eye, before you start the visualization, it's good to have some intention, some kind of a goal, something that you want to work on right in the visualization. So once you're in that nice relaxed space, then you can visualize that goal that you want, or that dream that you want, or that step that you want to take, or that quality that you want in yourself. And you want to be there as if it's in the present tense. This is super important. You want to imagine it and be there as if it's happening right now, as if it's already happened. In other words, you've already got your dream or goal, or you've already got that quality. You're already there. So for example, let's say you want to lose 10 pounds, just as a total random example, right? So your visualization, you're going to be in the present tense, and it'll be like, oh my God, I lost 10 pounds. I feel so great. I'm looking at myself in the mirror. Wow, these clothes, I don't fit into those big ones anymore. I am eating this food that's healthy, and I'm really enjoying it. Like, I just feel great. I feel like I have more energy back. So you get what I mean, right? We're in the present tense. It's already done, whatever you wanted to do. Because what I notice often in the beginning with my clients is they'll talk about, I will do this, or I want to do this. But when you're visualizing, no, you are doing this. Okay, that's really important to get across to you, because you want to see what's happening when it's done. And even more importantly, you want to feel what's happening. You want to really feel how it feels, because this is what really gets into your soul and into your heart, is that feeling of what it feels like. So you really want to see what's happening, and you want to feel it, and you want to describe, be very descriptive. The subconscious mind loves description, loves repetition, and that vividness of how it feels and what it looks like, super important. Okay. So that's one way, is just to sit, and it's a very important way, just to sit quietly with yourself and do a visualization like that. Another way is obviously is you can listen to audio and video guided meditations from other people. You can do a vision board. You can put one of your visions up, and pictures around your house. I'm sure that most of you have heard of some of these things already. And you can also have someone like me to guide you through, to help you with customizing your visualizations, and to really truly just be a guide. It's your own imagination, your own thing, but I'm a guide to support you through that process.
So can you guide us through kind of a general one today?
I certainly can.
Okay.
All right. So this is just a general guided visualization for you today. And probably just going to be short, about 5 minutes, maybe 10 at the most, but I'm probably just 5 minutes. Okay. So the best thing is just to get comfortable, and I'm just going to slow myself down as well, because I've been sort of talking fairly fast. And so get comfy in the chair. Sometimes it's really good to have something to lean on the head, but if you don't, no worries. And it's especially sometimes good to lie down or just sit in one of those comfy chairs that you can put back, things like that, right? So let's slow our breathing down. I'm just breathing in and then slowly releasing it. And now just do another couple of breaths slowly in your own time, your own breathing. And to slow your breathing down. And get your body comfy. If you need to wriggle a bit, just to sort of get it comfy again. And if you need to move or cough or something like that during the visualization, don't worry about it. Just do it, because we don't want you to sort of be tense. Oh, I need to cough, so, or oh, I need to move, and then you're not doing it, and then you create a quandary, right? And you're not really relaxing. So if you need to move or you need to cough or you need to do something, no worries. It's great if you can close your eyes, and it's great if you can hopefully not be disturbed by someone around you. But if you have children, just integrate it into your experience, okay? Good. And now let's see in your mind's eye, in your imagination, that you're bringing a lovely, relaxing light into the body to help you relax. A lovely, relaxing light. Some people see things more than they feel things, and some people feel things more than they see things, and things like that. So that's what we'll start off with. And then we'll go into sort of a more feeling relaxation. So perhaps you feel your scalp muscles loosen. And perhaps you feel the muscles and nerves around your eyes relax. And your eyes relaxing. This is a little body relaxation I like to start before I do the visualization, just to help you get in a nice, centered, relaxed space. And your neck and shoulders relax. And you're breathing in your own rhythm of relaxation. Your own rhythm of relaxation. Your arms and your hands relax. And just resting. The abdomen relaxes. And the pelvis. And going into your legs, relaxing the legs and the feet, all the little muscles and nerves, and all the toes, all relaxing, responding to the message of relaxation. Good. It's a really nice relaxation of the front of your body. And going into the back of your body, The back of your head relaxes, the shoulder blades. And even that area in between the shoulder blades just relaxes and lets go, relaxes and lets go. And the big muscles of the back relax. And the top vertebra starts to relax, and it sends a message down the whole spine to each vertebra. And so the top vertebra relaxes, then the next one relaxes, and then it goes down, 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 down all the spine, down to the lower back, and the lower back gently releases and lets go, gently releases and lets go. It feels so good to relax. And then going the backs of the legs and the feet again, and the soles of the feet. Great. You're doing really well at relaxing. Really well. Front of the body's relaxed, the back of the body is relaxed. Sides of the body are relaxed. The top of the body is relaxed. The bottom of the body is relaxed. And now the whole of the body is relaxed. And again, there's that beautiful relaxing light that comes through the body, just helping you relax a little further, rejuvenating all the cells in the body and just feeling really good in this sort of relaxed, rejuvenated space. Wonderful. And in this lovely space, in your mind's eye, let's visualize a beautiful, safe place of your own imagination. Now, this could be somewhere you know, or it could be a new place, and a beautiful, safe place, like it could be the beach, or it could be a garden, it could be a room or a sacred place. Wherever this is, you're imagining it in your own imagination right now. It's your own imagination. And imagine that you're there right now. Most people see things in their visualizations. If you happen to be one of those people that don't worry, just see if you can feel it, okay? Or even hear it. So just imagining now that you're in this beautiful place, beautiful, safe place. And in this beautiful, safe place, your sense of sight is enhanced, and you see the most beautiful things, the most beautiful things. Sense of hearing is enhanced, and you hear the most beautiful sounds, the most beautiful sounds. And your sense of clarity is enhanced 10 times. A crystal clear clarity, like a beautiful, high, pure mountain stream. This pure crystal clarity comes upon you. It descends beautifully with you, integrates beautifully through the body, through the mind, through the heart, through the emotions, through the spirit, all different levels. This beautiful crystal clarity. It's amazing, totally amazing. And in this crystal clarity, beautiful space, see if you can see one of your dreams or your main dream as if it's realized. Perhaps it's a year from now, and whatever you wanted and wherever you wanted to be a year from now, suddenly you are there. You are there. It has happened for you. Your dream that you wanted to have happen in 1 year's time, it's happened. Oh my gosh. See if you can imagine now that you're actually there, and it's the present tense. And where are you? Like, what are you doing? Your dream has happened. That 1 year dream has happened. Those challenges all got resolved. You are here. Oh my gosh. How wonderful is that? And you'd be feeling wonderful because you would have accomplished that dream. You'd be living it. So you would be feeling wonderful. Maybe there's some other feeling that you can attach to it as well. And what are you feeling? I think is so important. What are you feeling now that whole year's gone by and you've accomplished what you really wanted to do in that year? Maybe more, maybe even more than you even imagined. How amazing is that? How do you feel? Wow. Wonderful. What benefits do you get now that that's accomplished? What opportunities come? Amazing. Great job. You had some stepping stones throughout the last year. You managed to overcome any challenges, and you made it. You did great. Wonderful. Congratulate yourself. Great job. And then in a minute, I'm just going to bring you back into the room. You can always go back into this place, and it's good to do this every day if you can. Okay? You can go back into this place every day. So just I'll count to 5 and you gently bring yourself back, just feeling rejuvenated. 1, that goal feels amazing that you accomplished it. Amazing. 2, bringing a little bit of energy more into your body, just stretching, feeling rejuvenated. 3, 4, 5, eyes open wide awake and stretching. How are you doing over there, Naomi?
Good. I was just so comfy. I mean, I'm only sitting in my office chair, but that was
Right.
great.
Were you able to feel that you were in something that you wanted to be?
Yeah. Yep. It was really good. I enjoyed that. That was fantastic.
Okay.
To just kind of think through that and feel it and see it. And yeah.
Right. That's wonderful. I'm glad. And I hope that you all that are listening, that you were able to get something from that. And of course, again, when I work with a client, it's totally customized. I'll do some of these things, but I'll also do some other sort of customized visualizations and things like that. So we compound it and we add, more things onto it in a really whatever's best for your unique and wonderful journey.
Oh, that's fantastic. Thank you for taking us through that. I love that. That was great. I think I'm going to have to come back to that. Now, you have a gift for our audience. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. It's a visualization like this, and it's tuning into your inner wisdom. So it's called the Inner Wisdom Guided Meditation audio. It's access to an audio. So that will be my free gift.
Awesome.
Because we all have that inner wisdom, right? We just need to tap into it a little bit more, and it's good to tap into it when we're going through different challenges and things like that, and just to tap into it all the time if we can. Good or bad.
Yeah, so there's a link to that in the email that everybody received, and it's also in the notes. So you can click on that and get access to that audio, and you can do a visualization at home. So you can do the one we just did. You can listen to this again, or you can do the inner wisdom one. So thank you so much. And then do you have some final words for us?
I do. Just don't be too hard on yourself. That's another thing to reframe, is when you're being hard on yourself, when you're getting down on yourself, like, oh my God, I didn't do that, or that didn't happen, and who am I? And just don't be so hard on yourself. We all often have these different kinds of thoughts, and just to be patient with yourself, just to love yourself, do some of the self-care every day that you need, reframe when you need to. And I have a couple of quotes. Is it okay if I do those right now, Naomi? Okay, great. So my couple of quotes. The first one is how I like to work and how I like to think. And both of these quotes are anonymous. Sorry, I didn't get any person to go with them. But the first one is, let me dedicate my life today to the care of those who come my way. Let me touch each one with healing hand and the gentle art for which I stand. And then tonight, when the day is done, let me rest in peace if I have helped just one. So I love that. That's beautiful, huh, Naomi?
It is.
And there's another one that's inspirational that I wanted to share with you all to inspire you. It's called Things Just Have a Way of Working Out. They really do. Sometimes even better than you could have imagined. Remember this when you feel like you're in a tough situation or you feel like you're being challenged the most. Believe in where you're headed. See the bigger picture.
Mm.
Love those.
Yeah.
So I just really wish, So I just really wish you all the best, and just don't give up, keep going. And if you need support, you've got all these wonderful speakers and people. Reach out to them, reach out to me. I'm here for you. And I love you. Sending lots of love to you all.
No, thank you so much, Media. I appreciate all that you brought to this and the visualization. And as Meeta said, please, if you need some help with this, reach out to her. All of our guests are accessible. They have been fantastic, and reach out for the help and support. Reach out to me. If you can't reach one of the guests, let me know and I'll connect you with them. I'll connect you with Meeta. She's fantastic to work with. And I encourage you, if this is the first of the interviews of the summit that you've watched, there are a bunch of other ones on all different topics around mindset, longevity, healthy living, community, just from different aspects, because each speaker has a different expertise, and they bring something different to you. So please check out the rest of these videos. Listen to this one again, listen to the others, and I hope everyone has a fantastic day.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.